Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Frapacy, the podcast where we talk about just everything, life, the universe, and anything in between. I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm the co-host, Ian Frappier.
And, we're just here to have a good conversation.
The last conversation that we had, he told me to wait for the podcast, and he said I had a good internal clock because we had a 12-minute segment, and I knew there was 2 minutes remaining.
We were playing it back, and it was at about 10 and a half minutes, so he was pretty close, and I was pretty impressed.
I told him that I'm on a constant state of testing, whereas the characters in my life are seeing how evolved I am to see if I'm accepted into the next layer of reality.
And, well, who knows how many layers it can be, but the higher the better, right?
Well, I'm not going to go back down to square one, unless, of course, I had to create new life.
So, become a dad.
That's right, because when you're a dad, you got to learn the goo-goo gagas of
the universe all over again.
so that you could pay it forward, so that when they grow up and they can sustain their own, then you could be a rich human being simply with the full fact of knowledge that you can create life.
And, hey, life's great. Create all the life you can.
Now, we were talking also about creating a video game called Birthing God.
Oh, yes, we did talk about that one time. It's an interesting conversation.
Do you care to enlighten them about it?
Well, that was quite a while ago, but it was basically an RPG.
Yes.
And, Ian knows the inner workings of it.
Well, it would be a dual-dimensional system, where in one dimension you're playing as a turn-based role-playing game, and then in the other dimension you have a hack and slash.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it would be you could trade your personas and summons that you've acquired throughout your role of acquiring spirit.
They won't be called personas, but they'll be similar beings.
Well, they'd be spirits.
Yeah, they'd be similar beings, and the fusion system would not probably be the same, but let's I can't think today, but they will be able to be fused.
And then it would be multiplayer, so that you could challenge other opponents and trade with them.
Kind of like a MMO kind of deal.
MMO Pokemon.
But that's where the RPG part of it comes in. There's going to be a single player component and a multiplayer component. The multiplayer component is the RPG online. The single player component is basically just a hack and slash. Now, for the characters you use for the hack and slash, are they going to be the spirits?
Well, what I was thinking about doing was that at the beginning of the game, you'd record a video, it would scan your image, and you would be the character in the game.
So you'd have to be using the Kinect or something.
Oh, have to be using our own system, which we'll be developing
during the development of the game.
During the development of the game, so that the game would be the whole system, and it would be like your one subscription to the end game that you would ever play, because you'd be controlling yourself.
So it would be awesome.
You could evolve the reality in the game, and as you evolve the reality in the game, you evolve your reality as you're projecting that image into your mind.
However, don't worry, it doesn't change anything in reality when you're not playing the game.
Of course not. The disclaimer would be that it's a fictional live stream.
Exactly. It would be, you definitely wouldn't want anything to happen in real life, that's for sure.
Now, if you could make the game so real that the money that you collect in the game is the same money that you collect in life,
then we made one badass game that is all the world's economies. Congratulations to us.
That's right. And it would be the concept of it would be worth billions, if not trillions of dollars. Because
it would be the money. There would be no alternative. It's not worth anything because every country uses our money.
Well, what they would do is they all say they don't use our money, they use our game.
Yes, but the money in the game buys everything in real life, which means they're using our currency that we create.
That's right, and that's how money got started.
Exactly, and it'll be the next step to money. It'll be all digital, electronic, and based on a fucking game.
Yeah, so you'd carry your phone around, and your phone would be like your bank card. You pull up your character, you exchange the money that you gained inside the game.
We'll just make an app for that.
Yep. Or you can go to any phone booth and access your character from a phone.
Ah, okay. Now, what kind of controller would we be using?
Well, there'd be a multitude of controllers. If you wanted to enhance your hack and slash experience, it would be like the Nintendo Wii, where you hold the remote and you slash.
What kind of controller would it be for just a normal player coming with the package?
It would be your handheld controller.
Kind of like a PS3 360 kind of thing?
Sure.
That kind of style. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. Not too much innovation with the controller, and that's good. Some people just don't like that. Even though the Wii was the best-selling console. But, anyways, yeah, what else, what subjects do we have in mind today?
Well, I mean, that was a pretty hefty subject in itself. You know, you'd be evolving the world economy into a unified race of individuals that have come together for a common purpose to expand their minds and to enhance the livelihood of their own existence. Because then you would form communities inside of the game that is streaming throughout the globe.
Yes. Can't think had something I was going to say. Do not recall what it was.
It's okay, I can go on with another one of my theories.
Oh, if you'd like.
Well, one of my theories is that the creation of the universe began with a rippled thought of death.
Speaking of death, what do you think about the new Deadpool movie being announced?
I hope they play it with Ryan Reynolds again.
They are. He's casted. He's actually one of the driving forces behind the movie.
I know that I'll be watching that movie when it's released. Not in theaters. I will wait for it to come out on my Kojiko.
I'll watch it in theaters if I can. But have you watched Guardians of the Galaxy yet?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for it to come on Kojiko.
That's a great movie. I saw it in theaters twice. Once with my dad in an empty theater. Best experience. Go to an empty theater if you can. There's no one's a pain in the ass. You can talk as loud as you want. Use your cell phone. And no one gives a fuck. Because it's just you and whoever you're with. So.
Speaking about being just you, I've been working on a way to master my 5 senses.
Do you have a sixth sense you can master too?
Well, if you master your 5 senses, that would be your 6th sense, because your 6th sense would be your creative mentality.
Fair enough.
So it's like your 6th sense is projecting your 5 senses into harmony. So when you have 5 senses working in harmony and you have a thought trapped in your senses, then you can expand that thought with your 6th sense.
You can. Now, I'm just going to quick note here. I'm not sure how often these are going to be uploaded. Probably a week or 2 apart. And I'm not sure when we're getting live streaming equipment yet. So maybe a camera, definitely a microphone, good computer. Well, I guess your computer's probably good enough to record it.
I just want to say that if there's somebody that wants to sponsor us so that we can live stream,
They can certainly do so. I do have a PayPal, I'm going to make a PayPal account or something. That's probably the worst way to do it nowadays. I'll think of something and put it in the description below. However, that would be much appreciated.
that way the world can start getting into a topic of conversation that will evolve our own mentalities, and we can work together as a civilized union, and then we can create heaven on earth.
And that is what your money is going towards, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, either way, I hopefully will be able to get one relatively soon. And in doing so, we will be live streaming on Twitch.
We'll be showing the inner makings of starting your own religion.
And not just that, but we might add some, a few, gameplay streams or something.
Well, absolutely. I'm a gamer, you're a gamer.
Exactly, I can capture the screen on your computer, no problem.
Nice.
You can play Hearthstone, you can play WoW. You can play anything. WoW is Hearthstone's huge too.
Yeah.
You can play anything, just have the mic.
That's right.
And your computer's probably fast enough to do this, so.
I believe it is.
So we should be good on that front. And, I don't know, maybe sometime we'll throw in a random top 10 or some cliche thing that everyone does. Why? Because it's fun either way. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to have fun and entertain you guys and have intellectual conversations. As well as fun.
And I'm here to heighten my own creativity. And I believe that if I...
And to heighten your creativity, too.
Hmm?
And to heighten their creativity, too.
Yeah, because if you're just hearing it for the first time and you don't really understand it, and you keep listening into the same theories and...
Ideas over and over.
Again, you might grasp your own concept that is similar to ours.
Such as I have.
And do you care to elaborate on your concept?
On my concepts? What about the the fact that all thoughts are connected?
Well, all thoughts are connected because when it passes another thought, it creates friction, which creates light, which shines the energy into both realities, and then you can merge into one again.
And that was a theory I came up with myself. Remember, we had that whole conversation about, this thought being connected to that thought, etc., etc.
Well, it's like...
my thought of the podcast connected to the podcast being, existing.
So the thoughts that we have about existence, because existence is so massive, it's not going to appear instantaneously because it has to travel through all of time and space.
And connect to all these other thoughts.
And connect to all these other thoughts so that you are in the minds of the viewers. You are in the heart of the viewers because your energy is their energy.
The listeners. Yeah.
The listeners are our energy. We would not exist right now as you view us or hear us.
I also have another theory that nothing exists until you perceive it.
Well, I'm a schizophrenic, so I have voices. So I know what it's like to have a voice inside of me that isn't of my own. So when I'm listening to headphones and the voices are in my head, when I take my headphones off, I still hear voices inside my head.
Well, the reason I was saying that nothing exists until you perceive it, the sun, I can't see it. The only effect of it that exists is the fact that it's keeping me alive and all the effects that I feel. However, if I didn't perceive those, they wouldn't exist.
See, I fuel off starlight myself.
But the sun itself doesn't exist because I don't perceive it.
Not at night.
Exactly. Those stars don't exist during the day because I can't see them. They don't affect me in any way. I don't think about them. They have no effect on me at all, so they don't exist.
Interesting.
But now that I see it, it exists.
So when I saw God,
Simple way to put it.
I was 100% sure that he exists.
He
Just
exists?
like God was 100% sure that I exist.
You know why you were 100% sure that he existed? Because you saw him and you perceived him. And now thinking about God is what makes him real.
That's right.
Because you are perceiving him in some form, some fashion. So thinking about him is the reason that he is real at this moment. But when you stop thinking about him, he's not real. Or it's not real.
And the only way that I could think of, to be honest, of keeping God real is to be God myself. Because God is in every living organism, and I am a living organism, so God is in me.
But if you don't perceive that God is in you, God isn't in you. But when you start perceiving that, that's when you know God is in you.
And then you start
That's when you start being a God.
And then you start, it doesn't change everything right away. It's a growing process. As you create yourself a God inside of you, you're pretty much pregnant with a spirit.
When you give birth, you're God.
And that's the whole concept of birthing God again. That's how you beat it. That's the strategy guide for it. We're releasing the strategy guide before the game's even out so that people know that there is an end to it. And the end result is that you will be in a community of equal intelligence.
It'll take a while, but it'll be there.
No, but the future is already watching us.
The game will take a while to beat, but you'll get there.
What I do right now to enhance my livelihood is I play the lottery, and every time I play the lottery, I fantasize about what I would do with $50 million. And one of the things I would do is I would legitimately live stream my reality in creating my own religion, believing that all my viewers hold an aspect of God because they are watching me, and I hold 100% aspect of God.
And this is, it doesn't need $50 million to share these with you, so.
And then the dreams that you have when you know God is inside of you. Like, I've had flight dreams where I was flying. I've had underwater dreams where I could breathe underwater. I had dimensional rift dreams where reality split in two.
All very interesting dreams. But I do believe that's going to do it for this episode.
Well, I'm Ian Frappier.
I'm Justin Wood, and we should see you next week, viewers. Have a good day.